Welcome back to the video today, guys. I want to show you a cool program, so let's get started. So I've got a program called Luminar Neo that I really like. I've used it for a long time. I've actually got 3 of them. There is Luminar Neo, Luminar AI, and Luminar 4 that I use. They do a lot of AI. It does a lot of different things, but this video I want to mostly focus on the portrait bokeh that is inside the program in Luminar Neo. So if you're shooting with a lens that maybe don't go down to 5.6 or even 4.0, but you want a good blurry background to come down to portrait bokeh and drag the slider bar that goes 0 to 100. Let's check it out in the video and I'll show you guys how it works right now. Luminar Neo, and we've got our image right here, and you'll notice the picture was shot about 5.6, I believe, right in there. So we didn't get a very good blur. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here and hit edit. We're going to scroll down until we get to portrait bokeh. Once we get to portrait bokeh, we have a slider bar here. We're on 0 at the moment, and it goes all the way to 100. If you want, you can drag it all the way to the end, but it usually looks like they were cut out of something and placed in the middle of the picture. Is too much. So I'm going to pull it over to about 50. And you can see how that background is blurred right there very quickly. So that's with it at 50. This is back to 0. So you can see the difference there is quite intense. So if you're using a lens that don't go down to say f4 or maybe even a 5.6, you can still get good depth of field because the program will recognize what needs to stay in focus and what you can turn out of focus. So again, that's at 50, that's at 0, and that's at 50. And I like that. That's about the perfect amount. So let's jump to another image. We'll go to this one. And this program, if you're using large files, it can be a little bit slow to get them in there. Kind of give it a second. You can follow right here and it'll say when it's done. But this image was the same thing. We don't have very good bokeh in this one, so we're going to scroll down the bottom again. And again, let's dial it over to 50 and see what we get. Let's see, as it loads, you can see right here, applying portrait bokeh. Once that's done, it will show up. There you go. And there's the bokeh on that one. I think that one looks really good too, because if we take that back to 0, that's where we started. And 50 is where we're at now. So I think that looks really cool. And also while you're in this program, if you want to do some, it'll do so many things. I have to do a few videos on this program, but if we're going to take and go over, can burn it to black and white, and then we can play with our slider bars under different filters, the red filter. And what I do is just, you don't have to be real familiar with what the filters do. You can just play with the slider bar. That's all the way to the right. And that's all the way to the left on red. So middle, all the way right, all the way left. I like it right in about, like that about right there. And then on yellow, you can kind of see what that does to her skin. I kind of like it right about there. Green. And again, these slider bars, you can kind of play with them. And this one, watch the corner right here as I slide the green. You can see the colors, you can see the density change. I like it about right there. And then we'll go to cyan right here and blue. Have to watch blue because if you watch your eyeballs right here, if I slide too far over on blue, they get kind of freaky looking. So I kind of bring that back down to somewhere in the normal range. And the magenta just makes them, you can see your fingernails on this one. Like watch your fingernails right here. I want to slide the magenta over. Light and black, light and black. So I kind of like them dark. So that is that image, soft focused and black and white. And then we have an image here. Let's see, I've already done that one. That was the one that was on the cover. You can see the background of that one blurred. And then this one was an image. It's going to take that image a second. You can see how it's blurry. Now it's ready. So give them a second. If you're impatient like me, you're like, well, what's wrong? But no, it's all good. It just takes a second to get it right. Program. But we'll come back in here. I'll go back to portrait bokeh. And again, let's try 50. We're having good luck with 50. So we'll give 50 seconds chance. It's applying the bokeh. And there we go. Now, sometimes you can see this chair right here. You can see those, it's like water spilled on or something. So you have to watch because sometimes it will pull some weirdness on you. If you're not paying attention, you're liable to hand somebody an image and it looks all messed up. So if I wanted to go with the 50, even though that is in the chair, you could save it and then just go over it in Photoshop and take it out. But that's, if we take it all the way up to 100, it looks real intense, the spots on the chair. Let's bring them back down. And that's where we started. So like I said, if you wanted to put maybe 50 on that one, for the bokeh, you can do it. And then, like I said, just go over that in Photoshop and it'll come right out. So, but back to this image, this is the one that we started on. I think it looks really cool. Let's let it get in there. Let it load for a second. So that's it, guys. So, and you can see how it just finished. That looks really good because, like I said, if you end up somewhere and maybe you didn't bring the right lens, or maybe right now you're just starting, you don't have a lens that'll go down to 2.8 or 1.8, you can use Luminar Neo to do this. And there's multiple different Luminar programs. I've got Luminar Neo, which is the one I'm using now, Luminar 4, and Luminar AI. And you can do all kinds of stuff. They've got a lot of redo. They've got a lot of different types of software, and I like them all. They're really good to use. So, and this is not something you have to pay for monthly. You can sign up for a one-time deal. I think right now it's on sale through Christmas. They're not an affiliate, so just have to go to Google Luminar, and you'll find out all about them. But I really like them, and I use them a lot because you can really. There's a whole lot more in here than what I showed you guys. We only did this. We didn't even hardly skim the surface on what this would do. I just wanted to show you guys this video for the bokeh, because I know everybody loves having the blurry background. And if you can't spend $3,000 on a lens or something for a 28-70 2.0, you can get basically that same effect with Luminar Neo. Now, it won't be as good, but it'll save you in the long run. It's a pretty good program. Just watch it because you will get some weird things going on occasionally, but it's well worth the money. This program is probably $60, $70, something like that, where one of those lenses is going to run you about $2,500, $3,000. So just a way to save money and get you by for a little time. Or if you just need a program that you can go in and get a lot of extras out of, this is a great program to do it. Not only can you do black and white and bokeh, but you can change the sky. You can do a lot of AI stuff in Luminar. So it's a really cool program. So check it out. Anyway, so I'm putting up the price of the Luminar Neo here so you guys can see it. But this program will also do a lot of things, way more than I covered tonight. We didn't even get started tonight, what this program will do. But it'll change your skies for you. It gives you a lot of choices to choose from. Do you find the one that looks just right? It's got twilight enhancer, water enhancer for the light reflection, enhance the skies, background removal, Jenny race. This thing does so much. And then you can adjust it once it's in the program too. And I showed you just a touch of the black and white, what it'll do. But you know, a lot of you guys, I'm trying to think, because I know a lot of you guys are new. We've had so many people sign on lately to be part of our channel, and I appreciate that. But I want to make sure that I have something for everybody. And this, I think, would be really great. Now, is it as good as what a Canon 28-70 f2.0 lens will look like? And it's not gonna look like that. It's like a $3,000 lens. But if you're looking for a way to get close to that until you save the money, maybe you can buy one of those lenses. This is a good way. I see it for a couple of things. I've used it on many weddings to get a little bit more creative than I was able to get that day, to maybe change some skies that I needed, because you get that blown out white sky and I want it to match more. I'm pulling a cloud and I can adjust this how bright and contrasty the sky is. And like I said, if you don't have one of these lenses already that goes down, you can get a Canon 50mm 1.8. I think those are start at like $250. Now, if you go with the L series 50mm lens, it's going to be a lot more money. But if you're looking at like the 28-70 or the 135, you're going to get into a lot more money. And this will give you a way, until you get a couple of those lenses in your bag, this will give you a way to get close to having that same look. And I've used it on a couple of weddings. I haven't really told a lot of people that I was using it. I kind of want to see what the response was going to be without saying, hey, I used a new program, because if you do that, people are going to start, oh, what do you do? Let's look at it under a microphone, under a magnifying glass, see what he did. But this way, when you don't tell anybody, you don't bring it to the forefront, so people don't just look for it. So I've not had anybody mention anything other than say good things about their pictures. And I really love it. And it's not very expensive, especially when you start comparing it to Photoshop and programs like that. I've got 3 of them. Like I said, I've got Luminar Neo, which was the one I used tonight. Then I've got Luminar 4, and then I've got Luminar AI. And they're a lot of fun to play with. You can really get creative and find a lot of cool stuff with this program. There's still stuff in there that I've never used that I need to dig further into it, because I think there's some stuff in there that I haven't seen yet that I'm really going to like. And I like being able to, like, I'm working on a wedding right now that I'm trying to get done before Christmas. And it was a cool spot where they got married and all, but I'm using this in just a few of the images just to get that little extra oomph in the pictures, because I always like to have them a little bit extra, a little bit more than what the competition might do, because you want to stay ahead of your competition. So And if you're just learning, it's a great tool for that. It's not complicated to use. You don't have to get into all these layers and different things like you do in Photoshop. It's much easier to use than Photoshop. It's quick and it's not very expensive. So I don't really see the downfall to it. I'm not trying to sell them because they're not an affiliate of mine. So if you buy it, I don't make a nickel from it. I'm just telling you guys what I know and what I use. So anyway, if you guys have any questions or if you've used Luminar Neo, let me know. Let me know what you think about it. And let me know what you thought about the using the background blur tool. Sometimes different people are going to like different things. Some might like a little more blur, some might like a little less blur. So this all gets down into what you like yourself. So it's personal choice. But anyway, I enjoy it. I think it's a great program, especially for the money. So anyway, guys, that'll be it for our video today. Let me know what you think. I'm hoping you guys out. Give us a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button. Have a great day. Thanks.